few days passed. Unbeknownst to the people of Misaki, progress was being made on the remodeling of the old school building. Meanwhile, Bayo was bored out of his mind, knowing he had to be stuck here for at least another month. Yeah. He could feel both his body and his mind dulling as he spent his days simply lounging around eating meat. On the other hand...
買い出しに出てくるから、あとはよろしくね。元気してた？はい、お土産のローストビーフ。
Yeah, you're sitting here bored and she's going out all the time, like gambling and doing who knows what. It's like damn, let Bayo have some fun. Sheesh.
行ってきます。屋上の機材片付けておいてね。
Making him do all the bitch work.
今日もお留守番ご苦労様。よし、行ってくるでござる。お疲れ。お酒臭い？バカ、酔ってなんかないです。もう全然酔ってなんかないもん。
Yeah, I totally believe you. Right. Definitely not going out and having fun all the time. Well, you make Bayo do all the bitch work, like cleaning up after you and shit. Definitely not. This is what Toko had become. The mage was constantly out and always in a good mood, in stark contrast to Bayo, who spent his days doing nothing. Evidently, she was happy with how her workshop was becoming more and more fortified by the day. Yeah.
違う。もう絶対違う。
Yeah, no, something's happening out there, huh? For sure.
そんなんで瞳子さんの機嫌は良くなんないし、ここに関しちゃぐちぐち不満ばっかりこぼしてるし、何よりござるとかバカっぽいこと言わないし。どうしたのベオくん？すっごく不細工な顔してるけど、そろそろ暴れたくて仕方がない？
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
そういう問題じゃありません。
I mean, it is a little bit, right?
まあそりゃ、
Yeah, exactly.
早く本命とエラと戦ってみたいけど、もうちょっと先なんでしょ？なら我慢する。瞳子さんの言葉は今のところ外れないから、おとなしく従います。けど、けどなんか変。いつも下準備の時はこれぐらい暇だけど、緊張感がない。毎日食べて寝て食べて寝てじゃ太る。ブクブクに太るよ。そんなのかっこよくないよ。何言ってるんだか。レオ君にそんな心配は無用でしょ。排泄もしないくせにまともな生き物ぶってるんじゃありません。
Doesn't that sound convenient, not having to use the bathroom? Like, god damn, if I didn't have to use the bathroom... That sounds pretty nice.
だから、主に瞳子さんがブクブクに。
Wow, Bayo, that, yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing to be saying.
ベオ君、それ本当？数値は変わってないはずだけど、なんかこう、アストラル的に増えちゃったりしてる？
Astrally getting fatter. Okay. This is what Bayo was talking about. Toko knew the accuracy of Bayo's eye, and trusted his discerning vision over even the numbers on her scale. Right. Normally, Toko would just remove her glasses and say something like,
唐突だが、特攻兵器の有用性を確認したくなった。
What?
いや、意見は聞いていない。さあ、ベオ、この首輪をつけてみろ。思いっきりハイに飛べるぞ。
That, yeah, maybe we shouldn't push her buttons, Bayo. Maybe let sleeping witches lie, you know? But she hadn't done anything of the sort, and it was beyond weird for her. Yeah.
増えてないよ。 昨日とちょっとの上下差はあるけど、そんなの人間なら当たり前だし、いちいち本気にするとか見苦しいからやめてほしい。
本当？こう後でボテッとくるような気配とかない？
Probably not.
ないってば。昨日取った栄養分はきれいに分配されてるし、いつも通りのトウコさんだよ。
That last part was a lie. She was not the same Toko that Bayo had always known. Even though she was physically the same, there was something still odd about her since a few days ago. That strange, floaty, lingering scent was still there. It was a change that only a wild beast like Bayo could discern, but it was getting stronger with each passing day. Bayo was annoyed because he just couldn't figure out what that scent was.
それなら安心安心と。私は出かけてくるから、お留守番よろしくね。
Toko failed to notice Bayo's poor mood and left the old school building in her usual carefree mood. This was how it had been for days now. Bayo stared at his own reflection in the window and contemplated for a while. Unfortunately, this wouldn't solve anything. It wouldn't change the fact that his employer was still acting strangely, and it wouldn't get rid of the uncertainty he was constantly feeling in his chest. He knew he didn't have much other choice.
よし、トウコさんを尾行しよう。
Yeah, that's a reasonable, completely sane conclusion. He decided to let go of his principles for just this one day. Oh my god, Windows automatically boosted the fucking microphone volume. I was like, my mic is like hitting up into the like peaking area more than usual, and that's why. It's because it was. I hate that Windows does that. Any update, if I don't remember to check the fucking desktop microphone settings, it does. God damn it. Alright, well, sorry if my microphone was obscenely loud for the first 7 minutes. That's annoying. Hang on, just fixing something here. Okay. They say winter's going to be colder than usual this year. Make sure you've got sufficient food, clothing, and shelter. We should be fine on clothing, but make sure to shore up on the other two. Okay. He listened to the talk around town as he passed through Misaki. It was just past 1 in the afternoon on a weekday. Workers had returned to the office after their lunch breaks, and the kids were all still in school. The main street was fairly calm and relaxed, with mostly housewives out and about. Yet one person stood out in this calm and gentle sea of people. Toko endured the stares of the housewives out shopping, salespeople in their shops, and salarymen out on business as she walked through the main street. It wasn't just her sense of style that stood out, but also her generally powerful presence that attracted eyes. To put it simply, she walked with the confidence of a model on the runway.
人には目立つなっていうくせに本人は腫れたもんな。潜伏期間中、相手に見つかるのは僕だけのせいじゃないと思う。
Yeah, you tell that to her face, Bayo. She deserves to know what's up. Bayo kept about 10 yards behind Toko, careful not to actually mutter the words he was thinking in his head. Yeah. In Toko's defense, she was fully aware of how much she stood out in a crowd. If she was out at a busier time of day, she always wore an accessory inscribed with a rune that diverted people's attention away from her, and made her stand out approximately 40% less. Okay. That's convenient, I guess. Toko finished up her shopping and headed toward the residential part of town. She walked up to a house that looked completely normal, rang the doorbell, and after stating her name, the door opened quietly. It looked as though the things she had bought were for the resident of this house. Strange. The nameplate outside read Asagi. Oh. Misaki was in the mountains, but for just a moment, Bayo got a whiff of sea brine. And that's a relative of theirs, right? Like their cousin, like her and Aoka's cousin, I think? Or maybe more distant relative. I think Aoka said something like that. I know Asagi was mentioned earlier in the game. I'm struggling to remember where exactly. Anyway. Assuming he must have just mistaken it for some other smell, he put it out of his mind. Yeah. Toko came out of the house after about 30 minutes. She stretched her arms above her head and took a deep breath. Whatever had gone on inside seemed to have been rather serious. It was as if a weight had been lifted from her shoulders.
これで根回しは終了。
Negotiations, huh?
あとは
I didn't do
あ
that.
とは最後の念押しね。めんどくさい。
Toko murmured, exasperated. But lurking behind her words, Bayo could still detect that lofty scent emanating from her mouth. Okay. Her next stop was another plain-looking apartment. It looked as though she just happened to walk by, but Bayo's nose was not so easily deceived. Toko made it look like she was just aimlessly killing time, but she had in fact arranged to arrive at the apartment at exactly 2:30 p.m. In the parking lot of the apartment.
Huh?
This lady knew the whole time? But she also chose not to get involved and not say anything, I guess. Ritsuka Suse stepped out of a room on the first floor.
はーい、お久しぶり。こんなところでばったり出会うなんて奇遇ね、リツカ。
Uh-huh.
嘘、トコちゃん？あなた帰ってきてたの？ええ、ちょっと前にね、こっそり人目を忍ぶように窓から侵入するサンタクロースさながらに。言うまでもなく目的はこの町をぶっ潰すこと。私の過去ともどもきれいさっぱり清算するため、この度準備万端でやってまいりました。なので邪魔になる教会の人間とか教会の人間とか気づかれる前にやっちゃうぞ。
Right.
あらあら、それはご丁寧にどうも。でトコちゃん、それ私のこと。教会の人間って今私しかいないんですけど。あら不思議。むしろラッキー。懐かしくて散歩していたらまさか標的の一人に出会うなんて。一つ手間が省けた感じ。
Wait. I thought... Oh, wait. Was it said that she was in the association before? I thought she was part of the church as well. Wait, did I just... Wait. Did I miss something? Because when she showed up at the church, I'm gonna have to go back and look at that part where they're all talking in the church, because I don't remember them mentioning that. I mean, I guess that explains why she's not, like, working at the church actively, but... Did my brain just completely, like, skip over that information having been given before, or... or is this, like, legitimately the first time they're saying this, because... okay, well, sure.
関係ないの。私教会と関係ないから。だってここ1年真面目に仕事してないし。というか仮にも兄弟子を捕まえて本気で殺すとか言わないでほしいです。
The woman was tearfully flailing her arms at this point. Well, I mean, Toko clearly doesn't kill her, because we see her what will be in the future, so she had nothing to worry about, though. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Bayo could see even from where he was peering through the fence that Toko had no real intent to kill anyone. She had a terrible habit of messing people for her own entertainment. This time was no different. Unfortunately, the pleasure she took in it only made the target of her jokes feel doubly worse.
それを言うなら姉弟子でしょ。
Yeah, that would be a little more apt, huh? Seeing as how you're women.
だってトコちゃん妹って感じしないんだもん。間違っても姉弟子なんて胸を張って言えません。そうよね。技量的にもとても先輩なんて言えるものじゃなかったし、律香の特技なんて今じゃ深夜販売の商品以下だし、そろそろ食害考えたら？いいとこ紹介するよ。イタリアで見つけたもう廃業寸前のサーカス一だとかどう？
Is Ritsuka really that bad of a mage? Like, that's just like, yeah, you'll go work the circus. A bankrupt one, pretty much of that too. そんな日給バイトはコリゴリです。せめて週休のところを紹介して。And she's not even okay. She's not even offended at the idea of working somewhere as not a mage. She's just offended that it's a circus. Okay.
通販以下ってところは否定しないんだ。なぜ？トコちゃんの指摘は正しいわ。
You know, fair enough. You know, she knows her limitations.
だって私何にもできない役立たずですから。魔術協会一のお荷物、ここに参上。
Okay. Maybe she was taken aback by Ritsuka's guileless smile, but Toko couldn't help but grin back at her. If one didn't know better, they would seem like good friends. Yeah.
私への疑いは解けたと見たわ。それなら寄ってく？これから用事があったんだけど、別に後回しでいいし。久しぶりだもの。お互い積もる話とか楽しそうじゃない？ほんと相変わらずゆるゆるね、律香は。確かに気が変わったわ。その様子じゃ教会との関係なんてないようなものだし、あなたはあなたの心情を守っているようだし。そう、本気で青子の味方なんだ。
I don't know where you got that from, but probably.
もちろん、アコちゃんはまだ半人前ですもの。つかず離れず、あくまで他人行儀に。アコちゃんが死ぬような目にあっても遠くから見守るわ。それは結構。青子もほんといい性格をした理解者に恵まれたもんだ。
Uh-huh. You know, I can't tell if Toko actually hates Aoko or not. Like, like she says she does, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like she does. I don't know. I feel like it's more complicated than simple hate. I don't know. She looked a bit regretful as she signaled that the conversation was over.
あれ寄っていかないの？
Nah.
私コーヒー入れるの上手くなったよ。ありがとう。けど遠慮しとく。こっちはまだ潜伏中だし、町攻略の準備もあるしね。ここで緊張感をなくすのはうまくないでしょ。あらまあ、真面目さ。でもそうよね。トコちゃんはそういう人でした。根を詰めすぎて目的より手段そのものに熱中しちゃうタイプ。ほんと、どんな準備かはわからないけど、トコちゃんに狙われる人たちは大変だ。
Ritsuka.
別に普通でしょ。基本魔術戦やってこっちが勝ったら刻印をもらうだけ。時代遅れの魔女じゃあるまいし、倒した相手に呪いとかかけないわよ私。
Like Aoko does to you.
だからそこです。相手の命より収集を優先してるじゃない。その人たち目玉だけになっても生きているなんてことにならなければいいけど。あなたは気を使っているつもりだろうけど、相手にとっては拷問だからね、それ。
Pretty much, yeah. Toko nodded to show her agreement. Her collection of crests would appear that way on the outside. What, does she have a way of stopping the people's crest she's using from feeling pain? If so, that's not as bad, I guess. But still kinda a little bit sketch. Just a little bit. But yeah. Toko sought profit in combat. If a mage she defeated could provide her with profitable materials, she would not take their life. She would even save their life if she knew it would be to her advantage to do so. As a result, her workshop in London had a facility specifically built for the comfort of her magical suppliers. Okay. That's not... You know, the fact that it's in quotation marks is... It makes me think they're not so comfortable, but... Okay. It housed mages who had either lost to her in battle, or who had willingly agreed to contribute to her cause. Wait, how does she swing that? How does she get people to willingly? You know what? Maybe I don't want the answer to that question. Toko held many magecraft patents, which earned her up to £10,000 a month in royalties. However, the majority of this money went to the upkeep of that facility. The demands from the residents of the place for additional facilities and special privileges increased with every passing day. It was reaching a point where Toko needed to decide whether to incorporate or just let everyone go and be done with it.
でも地下ってそういうものじゃないわよ。拷問なんて手間暇かかりすぎるし、娯楽を与える方が管理コストは低いんだってば。
Now, okay. What do you mean by entertain?
今はいい脚本揃ってるしね。適当な映画のプロットを拝借して、それを再現するだけで喜んでもらえるし。仮想であれ現実であれ、自分が主役になれる物語なんて最高じゃない？
You know, I'm honestly kind of curious, like as to what because this is like I have an idea of what she's like doing, but at the same time, like I don't know, like how I don't know. I would be interested in seeing like exactly what's going on in this cafe or whatever she called it during the main story, because I don't know. Sounds like it could be interesting. I don't know.
つかぬことをお伺いいたしますけど、上演ジャンルはどのようなバランスで？
Why do you want to know?
恋愛3、活劇3、サスペンス3、アニメ1？は？ そりゃ基本ホラーでしょ。エンタメの全てが詰まってるんだし。
Toko. Yeah, not torture my ass, okay?
私トコちゃんのそういうところ素で怖いわ。
Yeah, she probably fully believes that horror films are a good choice, right?
というか女の子なんだからもっとロマンを求めてほしいの。
Yeah, well, that's kind of 1930s of you, Ritsuka.
今回捕まえる候補に上がっている人間に言われるとさすがに考慮せざるを得ない。
Wait a
囚人を
minute.
放り込む箱庭のバランスに気を使ってみればいいの？ホラー8ぐらい？
No, Toko, we're not skimming past the potential target bit. Wait a minute.
恋愛級でお願いします。それがダメなら推理級でぜひ。
This was clearly a response from someone who knew she'd lose if she had to go up against Toko. Yeah, fair enough.
了解。そういう事態になったら善処する。はーい。そういう事態ってどんな事態？誰かの味方をするのはいいけど、私の敵に回った時かな。あと今日のことを口外した瞬間、足元からパクッといくから気をつけて。
Won't say a word.
足元って影のこと？
Yeah, something like that, sure.
ああ、あれ、そもそもなんていうか、トコちゃん。私一歩も動けないんだけど。ごめんなさいリツカ。実は1週間かけてあなたの部屋に罠を仕掛けてたの。
That's kind of terrifying, but
ノアの教会に影で作った使い魔を仕込ませたみたいな。しばらくはあなたの影に住み着いているから私に不利な証言したら大変だぞ。
okay. That makes sense, cause like I was like, yeah, why didn't Ritsuka ever say anything? But okay, this explains it. Yeah, okay.
私すでに大変だったのか。
Yeah, pretty much.
悪魔、人だらし、天才悪魔。トコちゃんはもう少し一般常識を学ぶべきです。もう道理で夜な夜な泥棒さんがピッキングしてると思った。
That's still kind of concerning, even if it was just a thief. Ritsuka hadn't noticed the shadow familiar, but she had sensed Toko as she was setting her trap late at night. Toko didn't think Ritsuka could speak about common sense, since she had ignored an apparent burglar trying to break into her home for a week. Yeah, yes. Yeah, I guess she doesn't really have any room, huh?
その使い魔、年明けには解けるから安心なさい。
That's good.
じゃあねリツカ、縁があったらまた会いましょう。その時は自慢のコーヒーをご馳走してね。
Yeah, we'll definitely have coffee, huh?
あと深夜販売の商品だってバカにできたもんじゃないわ。あのシンプルさ結構好きよ私。
Toko winked at her old friend and left the apartment behind her. Hopefully we'll meet again. Toko realized those were empty words. Her plan would not spare her mortal body. Be it a success or be it a failure, Toko Awazaki would be erased from this world. Oh. That's great. So really her losing in the way that she did to Aoko was a good thing for her in the long run, I guess. Still, that was no reason not to at least say something about meeting again. Perhaps Toko had more affection for Ritsuka than she realized. Even so, she left that friend behind in a state of paralysis. Toko had indeed returned home. That fact alone revealed much to Ritsuka. 2 years older than Toko, Ritsuka had been contracted 10 years prior to monitor Toko's grandfather, the mage who discovered the fifth magic. That made her both Toko and Aoko's senior, and she knew the sisters rather well.
そりゃ口止めの一つもしないとね。
I mean, it's really just practical, not anything. Like, not to be against you, really.
トコちゃんを見て真っ先に警戒するのは私と。
One other person. Another with more seniority than the Aozaki sisters in the truest sense. There was one other beautiful person. One who had taught Toka. The priest.
ま、そっちはそっちで根回ししてるかな。トコちゃんならそのあたり完璧だろうけど。もうちょっと敵には非常になった方がいいわよね。トコちゃんは相手の人権を尊重しすぎっていうか、根本が甘いっていうか。
I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, maybe in the realm of magic, it probably is, but
殺すと決めた相手に顔を見せるとかどうかと思うの、私。
Toko was a researcher more than she was a mage. Generally, she wasn't a fighter. You could have fooled me, seeing as how she apparently at least beat a few dozen people to get all the crest she had. Like, some were apparently willing, but she had to have beaten most of them in a battle, so her not being a fighter is kind of... You know, if she dedicated her time to being a fighter, she could probably be rather scary. If I were to wager a guess. She was cruel, but not cold. Yeah. Despite her capability for vicious, ruthless treatment of people, she also displayed a measure of compassion for others. Ritsuka sighed as if the problem were her own, and hoped that inconsistency wouldn't end up hurting Toka. Well, yeah, she should have finished off Aoko, and yeah, she should have finished off I just had Bayo finish off Aoko when she had the chance the first time. Which makes me wonder why she didn't. I guess it was just to see because she wanted to get Aoko to use the magic, I guess, to see it. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, I think. Probably. Because that would make sense. Yeah. Toko left the neighborhood and began heading toward the largest park in the town. It was 3 in the afternoon on this early winter day on the boulevard. If it were autumn, the street would be lined with people out for a walk to look at the colorful trees. But now Toko was alone. Though to be accurate, she wasn't quite alone. Bayo was walking along the grass more than 10 yards behind his employer when he noticed a change in her scent.
トウコさん、こんな街中でメガネ外してる?
Toko's personality changed significantly depending on whether or not she was wearing her glasses. Yeah, are we gonna get a reason for that, or... Bayo wasn't sure which side was her true self, but he did know that she was much more serious and cruel without her glasses. It wasn't quite to the level of a split personality, more like a reordering of priorities. She mainly took off her glasses when she was about to fight someone. Doing so made her less human. It pushed all sense of compromise, concern, and sympathy out of her brain.
ってことは、さっきから近づいてくる匂いはトウコさんの敵なんだけど。
Yeah, maybe. Bayo furrowed his brow as he hid behind a tree. Also, my OCD is killing me. At the start, it uses a fucking parentheses, and at the end, it uses a quotation mark, and I'm... Okay. He could certainly smell hostility and anticipation emanating from Toka. But at the same time, he couldn't help but scrunch his nose up at the strange scent that kept getting stronger.
こんにちは。
It was the priest.
なんとなしに散歩していただけなのですが、また出会えるとは奇遇ですね、トウコさん。
Yeah, definitely a coincidence, for sure. Definitely not an arranged meeting.
ああ、たまたま続いた偶然だ。世間話をする仲でもなし、挨拶を交わす程度に済ませよう。
Bayo had no idea who was talking to Toka. His name was Eiri Fumutsuka. He was a priest of Aida Church and an enemy to Bayo and Toka. However, it was impossible for Bayo to sense this. He had no personal hostility toward the clergy anyway. As far as Bayo could tell, he was just a regular person. There was no chance that Toka could be at a disadvantage here. Yeah, are you sure about that? If he's anything like, Kirei, I don't know about that. He would later learn a harsh lesson from someone who seemed similarly harmless, but that was a tale for another time. Yeah.
そちらの状況はどうなんだ。神の家は働き者揃いだからな。利権を漁りに来る欲深は現れそうか。
いやー、働き者というのは全力で肯定しますけど、欲が深いとかそんな人は少ないですよ、こちらは。
Uh-huh.
彼らがやってくるときは大抵は競技のためですから、欲望より責務で動く人たちって怖くないですか？
Not really.
無駄話はしないと言っただろう。結論を言え。お前の腰巾着は金を鳴らしそうか。
やれやれ、人のことは言えませんよ。トウコさんだってワーカホリック寸前じゃないですか。もっとこう余裕のあるコミュニケーションを取りませんか？立場上、いつ最後の仰せになるかわからないわけですし。
ふざけろ。いつも何もこれが最後だよ、エリ。
Toko curtly rejected the smiling priest's request for a chat. She was being as blunt as she could.
だいたい次があるとしたら、その時は殺し合いだろう。お互い手の内は知っているしな。顔を合わせた瞬間、どちらかが死んでいる。会話なんぞしている暇があるか。
それはトウコさんだけの思い込みですけどね。どうしてこう邪魔者は始末するという方向でしか物事を考えられないんでしょうか、あなたたちは。
It's a matter of how they're raised, I guess. Avery shrugged his shoulders in frustration. Toko kept her gaze fixed intently on his overcoat. No matter how many times he said he wanted to resolve this peacefully, she would bet her pride that he didn't mean it.
まったく、そういうところも成長して帰ってくるんですから、育つのは女性としての魅力だけに留めておいてほしいものです。ああ、そう睨まない。本題に入りますから。目下、教会への報告は私が一任されています。司祭への報告は、現在、管理者は異端者と交戦中、中立の条約に基づき、司祭代理権限で監督中。なお、異端者の所属は不明。現在履歴を調査中。
So basically, you're, in a sense, covering for Toko. But why?
この町に現れた魔術師は所属不明ということになっているんだな。
ええ。シスターユイカは私とは別所轄の方ですが、彼女は異端者の攻防はおろか、その姿さえつかめていません。彼女が単独で敵の正体を暴くまで、教会から横槍が入ることはないんじゃないですかね。今まで通り、土地を狙いに来た魔術師同士の小競り合いだと思っているんじゃないですか。
I wouldn't bet on that.
そうか。では取引成立だな。 お前が私の帰国の剣を握りつぶしている間は私も多少回り道をする。
よかった。トウコさんは無差別な破壊工作はしませんが、とにかく最適な道筋を好みますから。
I hate the long pauses. I hate them. You know what? I'm not even gonna bother with it this time. No, I'm just
勢い、どこぞの工場とかオフィスビルとか秘密基地にしそうでしょ。私がこちらに赴任している間、流血事件が続くと困るというか、私の評価が落ちるようなことは何とも。
Toko had to resist the urge to object and ask just what kind of person he thought she was. She did hate wastefulness, but she wasn't about to entirely abandon society and its norms just for the sake of doing things optimally. Besides, criminal activities were always a pain to clean up later, and thus far more inefficient.
まあいいさ。お互いの利益が一致したんだからな。では、あとはことが済むまで生還を決め込んでおけ。
もうお帰りですか。名残惜しいですね。結局一度も今のあなたの素顔を見られなかった。
She is rather filled out. I'll give you that.
私は逆だ。そのカマキリ面もこれで見納めかと思うとせいせいする。
You know, what's this priest's deal? You know what? There's probably no answer to that because it's probably something they're intending for one of those sequels whenever they end up coming out in 10 years. Because yeah, I was reading up on that. Apparently, I could be mistaken, so correct me if I'm wrong, but like two sequels were announced like a couple months after Mohoyo originally came out. So like, 10 years ago. And there's been like no update on them since. So, yeah, that's, maybe another 5 to 10 years the sequels will come out. That would, maybe. So yeah, yeah. Point is, I probably won't get an answer to my question on what the deal with this priest is until that happens.
ああ、待ってください。お別れの前に一つ質問を。
Aries spoke just as Toko was about to take a step back. He had effortlessly stopped her from leaving.
所感なのですが、トウコさん、今大変息苦しくはありませんか？
まさか。私はかつてないほど充実しているよ。
I don't believe you.
なぜそんなことを聞く、エイリ？
いえ、だって楽しそうではありますが、幸せそうではありませんので、あなた自身気づいてはいないようでしたから、知己として心配になったのです。
I'm gonna wager that this guy also has mystic eyes. Because the way he kind of saw through Sojiro and is now seeing through Toko, maybe it's some other ability, but I'm willing to bet it's eyes. And that's why he has the glasses on.
幸せの定義か。思い出したよ。お前の口癖だったな、それは。幸せの形は人それぞれだと。全くその通りだ。私の良しとする幸福が他人であるお前にわかるものか。つまらん心配はするな。
いや、そりゃ細かいところまではわかりませんけどね。特に女の人の幸福感なんて、それこそ危機理解ですから。
Bro, this game has had so much just... Why does this game take so many digs at women? Are they just straight up trying to emulate 1980s Japan? Or 1980s in general? Bruh.
ですがほら、幸福の形は2つに大別できます。 東子さんの場合それすら気づいていないようですから、大変見苦しいなと思いまして。
ほう。ご忠告イタミエル。腐っても兄弟子というわけか。
Senior apprentice. Implying... Did he go to the clock tower, like the college, or senior apprentice is in like with her grandfather?
いいぞ。聞いてやるから言ってみろ。
Like, is he more similar to Kirei in the fact that he studied magic than I thought? Like, I was just thinking that maybe this guy had skills, in fighting, and maybe, like Kirei did prior to learning magic, right? From the Tosaka father. I forget the Tosaka father's first name, but because yeah, prior to that, Kirei was actually no, was that? No, he was wait, do I have my timeline wrong? Was Kirei a exorcist before or after Fate Zero? I don't know. Maybe I'm just like completely misread it. I don't know. If it happened to be something worthless, she would kill him. If it erased all the progress she had made on her plans over the past month or even the last 2 years, she would kill him. Toko's hostility had clearly turned to murderous rage.
当たり前のことですよ。相対的なものと絶対的なもの、比べる相手がいるかいないかが幸福の違いです。自分が穏やかであれば幸福なのか、それともどんなに満ち足りていても人より劣っていては我慢できない人間なのか。
I'm gonna say Toko probably falls into the latter one, because she wants what Alco has, so.
幸福の定義なんて詰まるところはその2つですよ。私が言うまでもありませんが、多くの人間はただ人より少しだけ幸せでありたいのです。
The holy man smiled calmly, wrapped in his shadowy black clothing. Toko remembered clearly now. This was a man who actually didn't believe in the true concept of happiness.
ほら、そんな殺気は収めて、シスターユイカが飛んできます。トウコさんの幸福感は絶対的なもの。あなたは自分が確かであれば満ち足りるタイプの人だったんですけど、ね。
Now, do you actually believe that, or are you saying that to appease her? That's the thing, right? Like,
他人が気になるなんて。そんな相対的な幸福感を持っているのは。
He stopped himself before he could say Aoka. The priest seemed to have spoken out of genuine concern for Toko, but his words had the opposite effect on her. Right. Although he was reluctant to part on such ill terms, Avery knew it was best not to anger Toko any further.
言葉が過ぎました。お許しを、ハイマスター。それでは私はこれであなたたちにとっていい結果になることを祈っています。
Right.
さっさと消えろ極つぶし。最後まで陰気臭い真似をしやがって。だいたいその服装どうなんだ。街中でマントなんて羽織って敬遠されないのか。
皆さんもう慣れてくださいましたから。
You know, I didn't think much of it until she pointed it out, but that is kind of a weird thing for a priest to wear, isn't it? I'm just now thinking about it after she pointed it out. I'm like, Yeah, that is kind of odd.
それに、ほら、この格好だと獲物を刺していてもバレないでしょ?
So okay, he probably does have one of those, what are they called? Like black keys? No, it's not, that's not it at all. What were they called? The weapons Kirei used? The like sword things that he held in like between each knuckle? I don't remember. I bet he has some of those though.
まあ、トウコさんには見抜かれてしまいましたが、相手があなたですからね。恥ずかしながら長物を3本ほどこっそり。
Okay, why would... If they were simple, like, swords or whatever, again, whatever those things are called, I don't think she'd be that alarmed.
ふざけやがって。こっちは1本、それも担当ぐらいにしか見抜けなかった。
Oh. Or maybe I was right the first time, and it was the... swords. Because if she saw a dagger, then... I don't know, they're probably just gonna make us wonder about that, huh?
そもそも3本ってなんだよ。魔術師でもないくせにどうやったら隠せるんだ？あのバカ、手品師にくら替えしたわけじゃあるまいな。
I'm going to assume it's those, like, sword things that exorcists get. Again, I think they're called, like, black keys, but at the same time, that doesn't sound right. I feel like it was something keys. Hang on.
10 seconds later.
Oh no, I think I was right. Black keys. Yeah. These things. Damn, I can't believe I remember the name correctly. Okay, yeah, the black keys, the like red hilted swords. Huh. I'm pleasantly surprised I remembered what they were called. Okay, anyway, back to it. Toko muttered to herself as she thought back over the man who had stood before her just moments ago. She truly hated the fact that he had the upper hand on her, but she also felt a bit relieved. If she had actually noticed how heavily armed he was during that brief conversation, it would have been enough to instantly set off a fight. Toko wasn't sure which one of them would have come out the victor if that had happened. Something tells me I should probably vote for the priest in that fight. I don't know why. Well, I mean, if it was a normal fight, but Bayo happened to have followed you, so that would give you... If Bayo wasn't involved, I would want to say the priest, but since Bayo was there, albeit without her noticing, you know, I should probably go to her. I doubt the... Actually, how effective... I wonder how effective the, like, demon and vampire hunting charms would be against Bayo. That's an interesting thought. Huh. Avery Fumisuka had been that kind of man for as long as she had known him. He didn't need a reason or even an opponent to fight, nor did he need any kind of connection or hatred. He was just a machine that simply needed ignition. He was murder incarnate, with no qualms about cutting someone down. Okay. Toko had only seen that side of him once. It was back when she was still a relatively happy disciple of magecraft. Toko had been standing quietly before her grandfather, crying. The instant her first tears fell, without warning, without hesitation, Avery cut down their master in an instant. Okay, so he does care about Toko? If he went that far?
どうしてあなたがあの人を切りつけたの？
いえ、今なら切れると思いましたので。
Okay, yeah, no, that's not a good reason to kill someone, no matter the circumstance, but... Avery could not fathom how much this curt response would affect such a young Toko. He had not meant to say, My opponent showed a moment of weakness, and I knew I could win, so I took the opportunity. All he meant was, I felt capable of killing him, so I did. Yeah, no, that's kinda... that's kinda... concerning, I would say. Maybe even psychopathic. Just a little bit, but yeah, I'm not trying to judge. This man had become her grandfather's disciple, forged an unrivaled friendship with him, and yet had still mercilessly cut him down when the desire arose. He possessed some sort of a superhuman ability that allowed him to destroy the mortal vessel of a mage who had been infinitely close to being a magician. So that's why.
ほんとうさんくさい、めんどくさい。
So that's why the grandfather is a like incorporeal yokai spirit being. Interesting. You know what? I'm in my head. I'm trying to think about like how that works, but I'm sure there's probably some sort of like explanation piece or like accompanying book that explains it, but I'm just chalk it up to, yeah, it's just an ability he has. I'm not gonna worry about it.
でも目障りだから絶対殺すし、魔法を奪ってからの仕事がまた一つ増えちゃったじゃない。バカエリ。
Toko put her glasses back on and turned on her heel. She had completed all her major tasks for the day. All that was left was to make some money to buy food for her familiar and head back to the hideout.
何あの乙女軸
Romantic? Huh? I'm sorry, what? Did y'all get romance from that? Because I didn't. Like, I was kind of like joking. Like, I was semi-serious, but also kind of joking before, and I was like, do they have a little something going on? But this whole thing was like pure hostility to me. But okay, sure. If that's what he got from that, then I won't refute it. Setting aside Bao's mental shout of dismay for a moment, the scent that had been bothering him for the past few days had suddenly disappeared. His employer was back to being the old Aozaki Toko he knew, and she was headed into the entertainment district. Bao sniffed at the air. The scent had vanished, and he no longer had a reason to continue tailing Toko. But where had it gone? And where had it come from in the first place? Bao thought about it for a few moments.
さっきの男が怪しいよね
Yeah, you're not wrong. Probably. Bao regained his composure and decided to follow the trail of the man's scent. That's gonna go poorly. He had no idea that where he was going was his employer's worst nightmare.